let me first of all say that our universities in Hong Kong, some of them are among the best, certainly in the region. Mm-hmm. Even in the world, we are the top 50, top 100, okay? When I was Secretary for Education 10 years ago, I was responsible for bringing in mainland students coming to southern universities. It was 0, 1995. Now it's grown to 5,000. But the point I have been making more recently is that, wait, perhaps we've got enough from the mainland. We should get more from overseas. Yes. We should really make our education system much more cosmopolitan, much more international. This is where Hong Kong's strength will lie in the future. Just look at the situation in our schools, the school sector. I can challenge anyone to give me another place in the world where per capita we have the largest number of international schools in Hong Kong. And we are still building 4 more. And this provides a fertile ground to allow people coming in to work, to invest in Hong Kong, to bring their children, to appreciate the free and vibrant place we have. It will also allow an opportunity for our Hong Kong parents to send their kids to international schools and then move on to UK, to the US, some now to the mainland. Now, we really need to expand the education sector in the tertiary side to really bring in as many people from outside as possible. Make Hong Kong a truly international educational hub for the tertiary sector. This is where things will lie. Knowledge doesn't only come from science and technology. It comes from interactions of different people from different cultures, from different backgrounds. The society of the future, if it's a successful one, must be a multiracial, multicultural, multidimensional society. Mm-hmm. The rise of Barack Obama to be the most powerful person in the world mm-hmm. is a symbol of the future of society, where really, the color doesn't matter, but the different cultures, the different knowledges coming from different directions matter. In fact, I always like to think that my generation perhaps is a very good generation in the history of mankind. Not only we have witnessed so much unprecedented developments, also one can look at Peter Drucker. He really continues to make contributions beyond age of 60.
Yes.
And therefore, I'm so pleased, and I'm now at the age of 60, I still have got a long way to go.
Actually, the film from Jim Collins, and I interviewed him, and he said that, globally, the retirement age should move from 60 to 90. Because if Peter Drucker retired at 60, they will be losing all the knowledge from him. Yeah. Because the highest productivity of Peter Drucker is from 65 to 95. Therefore, you can retire on 90, Mr. Wong.
I'm not retiring, But my final point is, Hong Kong has come a long way. But I'm not sure whether Hong Kong will be as successful in next 60 years as it was in the past 60 years, because there's so much we need to do, and we need to invest in education, in technology, and also need to preserve the very important ingredients in the knowledge society. What are they? A free society is a knowledge society. A society which respects freedom, which respects judicial independence, is a knowledge society. a society which welcomes people from different parts of the world, although they may have different opinions, is a knowledge society. A very harmonious society with due respect is not a knowledge society. As Peter Drucker say, this equilibrium, dynamic disequilibrium. That's where I would rest.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Wong. I deliberately want to invite Professor Simon Ho, because actually he moved from Hong Kong, from Baptist University to the University of Macau, and taking up the very important role. And you know the recently, the University of Macau also get a big land from China in Zhuhai to really have a big expansion. Macau is a society, very small population, really creating a very different dynamics nowadays. And also, Professor Ho is now become one of the top leaders in Macau, driving for the changing of the society of Macau. Now, how you see, you can talk about Hong Kong and Macau. You got both roles now.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Actually, whenever people ask me to compare Hong Kong and Macau, I think I have to be politically correct. So whenever in Hong Kong, I would try to say more good things for Hong Kong.
No, as long as you're not going to elect the chief executive, this is okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I think, Steve, I think we have actually coming to a very, very critical moment, I would say critical stage. To a lot of people, definitely a knowledge society means high tech, we have more information, we have the ICT, we continue to learn, we become smarter, as some speaker already mentioned, we create more value. But to me, definitely, I think a knowledge society means, at least to myself, actually a change in what we say, a perceptual paradigm. We have to adopt really a kind of new world mindset. I think we definitely we will become smarter, but I think we need to be more wise as a human being to create. I always using these days the 3S society. Okay, so we have to be trying to make a choice at this stage whether in the next 20 or 30 years, are we become a more sustainable society? Are the people become more satisfied, more happier? Or also, will we become a more soulful society? You mentioned earlier, I always try to emphasize a more soulful society or a society with a soul. I guess after the last year's financial crisis, we have been seeing, all these new technological advances, all these new tricks into economic, financial, developments, doesn't make the society more sustainable, more satisfying, or more soulful. So to me, a knowledge society actually already gives us enough lessons. Human being, actually, we have to find, as Professor Chen and Professor Wong already mentioned, we need a much, much better balance among, different dimensions. I think in Hong Kong, Professor Chen already mentioned, we are very practical. We emphasize too much on monetary value. We emphasize too much on a short-term, objective. And also, we are very, very, kind of boring in terms of a kind of aspiration for knowledge. We don't really see the student are thirsty for knowledge, a curiosity. Sometimes they don't find exciting about, knowing themselves, knowing the society, knowing the whole world. So to me, I think in brief, I think Hong Kong education definitely have a lot of problem to myself.